In this tutorial video, I'm going to discuss with you about informal letter. So I'm going to discuss with you about informal letter, which is written by both core and extended students. Now, informal letter is also known as a friendly letter. It's a letter which is addressed to friends, relatives, or family members. The answering space starts with a salutation. There is no subject. You can make use of contractions or informal language known as slangs. You can also make use of them. And you need to sign off with your first name instead of your surname. And you need to avoid flaws in paragraphing. So in this case, very much important for you to understand that this letter is addressed to friends, relatives, or family member. And when you are given the answering space starts with a salutation. You don't have to include a subject like a formal letter. You can make use of contractions. You can make use of informal language, or you can include in some slangs. And when you sign off, you need to sign off with your first name instead of your surname. And then you need to avoid flaws in paragraphing. Now, let's look at the structure. You have your salutation there, and then you have your content. Under content is paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3. These paragraphs must be based on the prompts that you are given. And then from there, anticipation or greeting. Please take note that after salutation, in most cases, we are used to greeting. Let's say, "Dear Peter, hi, I hope you are fine." Or, "I'm writing this letter to tell you that I'm enjoying the soccer match." It's not allowed. When after salutation, when you have written "dear," after salutation, the next thing that you must do is to start covering prompt 1. The moment you start with greeting first, and then from there you have another paragraph, we want to cover prompt 1, it's going to result into what they refer to as flaws in paragraphing, and you are going to get lower marks. So it's very much important for you to ensure that then immediately after salutation, content start with paragraph 1, prompt 1, paragraph 2, prompt 2, paragraph 3, prompt 3. Then from there you can greet now. After you have written, then you can say hi to Peter at home, or give me a call as soon as you receive my letter. It depends on what you want to say there. So it's because this is grade 12, take note that this is grade 12, and what they want to see is that you understand the question. You understand the question and that you are adhering to the prompts. So greeting, when you start after salutation, you want to greet, "Hi, I hope you are fine." That's how we know it, and that's how we are, perhaps we are used to that style. When it comes to grade 12, it's not needed. It's not necessary for you to start greeting, because all that they want to see is that whether you have understood the question, whether you are answering as per the prompt, whether you are developing the prompts properly, and so forth. But when it comes to general life, how we live in our society, when you are writing letters to your friend, you greet first. But this letter is different from how we write letters in general, because this one is strictly based in examination. So this is examination that we are talking about. So let's look at this example. Let's look at the example of this letter that you are given. Part 3, exercise 2, question 36. Make a friend. Okay, you are given 2 friends there. Then you are interested in making a new pen friend. Choose one of the persons above and write a letter to this person telling him or her about yourself. In your letter, you should include a description, a brief description of yourself, your interests or hobby, some information about your culture and the town or village in which you live. So your letter should be 150 words. So let's look at the answering space. The answering space that we are given here, the first part is "dear." Let's say you write now, "Dear Peter," because according to the question, that's why it's very much important for you to understand the question. The question says you need now to choose between the 2 friends, between Patrick Ndlovu or Priscilla Gadzi. So you need to choose any of the two. And then from there, after you have, because like I said, the answering space starts with salutation. You're already given a salutation. So there's no receiver's address here. You don't have to include the address. You just write maybe here, maybe Priska, write Dear Priska. When you are done, you start. You skip a line there, you start already here. Now when you start, what are you going to start with? You don't have to greet, hi Priska, I hope you are fine. I'm writing this letter to tell you about our hometown or what. When you do that, my brother or sister, remember that you are not adhering to the prompts, and you are also getting out of the topic. At the same time, it's going to result into flaws in paragraph. Because at the end of the day, they are expecting paragraph 1 to cover the first prompt, which is, in this case, you need now to give a brief description of yourself. In other words, tell us about yourself according to the prompt. That's what they're expecting you to do. So in this case, then you can talk about yourself. But if the prompt is not telling you to talk about yourself, don't talk about yourself. So paragraph 1, they're expecting you to talk about yourself without greeting. There's no greeting there. Paragraph 2, they're expecting you to talk about your interests or hobbies. Then paragraph 3, they're expecting you to share some information about your culture, and either town or village you need to choose. If it's a town, you talk about town. If it's a village, you talk about village. That's what we are referring to as adhering to the prompt and avoid flaws in paragraphing. Because there is already a style when they mark, and that's what they're expecting to include in. And then after paragraph 3, that's where now you can skip a line and say hi to your friends, or say hi to Peter if you know Peter, or if in this case you want to make a pen friend. So you can either say, I'm waiting to get your response, or I hope this letter will get you on time, something like that. So greeting, like I indicated here, that greeting in this case, at number 3, according to the structure, number 1 you have salutation, number 2 content, then at number 3 you can either have an anticipation or greeting, depending on how the question is stated. Then from there you sign off, and when you sign off, you don't sign off with your surname. You now write your pen friend John, not your pen friend Bangu, because in this case Bangu is your surname or Bangu is my surname. So you don't have to now state your surname, but then you need to state your first name. So in short, that's what we have looked at. It's very much important that you understand how to write an informal letter, what an informal letter is, and how to write it, what you must include in, what you must not include in, and how to avoid flaws in paragraphing, and so forth. It's very much important that you adhere to the structure for writing an informal letter. So in short, that's what I wanted to share with you when it comes to how to write an informal letter. Thank you very much for watching.